afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen Hodson and Paul O'Flaherty from WinExtra for your daily dose of Microsoft headlines via Daily Brief for September 23rd. We're holding off on Paul because he's got a really good one he's going to be building up to through the whole show.
If there's no need to hype me being pissed off, I'm good at it. I get annoyed.
Yes. But what we're going to start out with is actually some fairly interesting stuff coming out of Microsoft. There was a post up at Inside Windows Live that they were talking about how the Office web app since launch, so just over 100 days, has served more than 20 million people in the US, UK, and Canada, and Ireland.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I mean, you're talking about picking up what? You know, that's 20 million people who have the ability to use Office web apps, whether or not they have Office at the moment. What's really interesting to me about this is, you know, not the numbers in themselves, but the fact that today they're releasing new features for Office web.
Yeah.
And they've started to actually, this is all based on user feedback. They have a roadmap, but basically they're adding stuff now ad hoc as they come up with it, as they develop it. And it's nice to see that sort of rollout happening. Some of the new stuff that we're seeing in web today, in Office web as of today, sort of, they've said that over 90% of the documents that are on SkyDrive are actually created offline and then uploaded. So now you have the option within SkyDrive to open a file, and it'll open in Office on your actual desktop rather than the web app as well. The embedding of Excel, PowerPoint, spreadsheets, etc., all on your blogs, your websites. Also, the ability to view Word, PowerPoint, and Excel documents on your phone. No word on whether or not they can be edited, but you can certainly view them at the moment. This is coming along with the fact that, you know, they're rolling out Hotmail updates as well. And also, as of today, as far as I know, they're making Office Web available in a lot more places. So they're going to be rolling it out to Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, Belgium, Russia, Australia, and perhaps a number of other places as well. And if you have an actual copy of Office 2010 right now, doesn't matter where in the world you live, you can use Office Web.
Well, you know, I find this interesting. Like the idea that this is the company that everybody referred to as a great big gray battleship that couldn't turn on a dime if its life depended on it.
Monolithic, I think is the word you're looking for.
And all of a sudden, we're getting exactly the opposite. They're pushing out stuff based on consumer feedback. They are trying very hard to keep on top of everything. The one area where I am really, really hoping that they do this is after Internet Explorer 9 is launched.
I think they will. I think they will. It's sort of, we've been saying it now for weeks and weeks and weeks. We're starting to see this turn in the culture to, you know, more often, smaller, quicker.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the same. We just talked about Office Live. Same thing with Hotmail. You know, Wave 4 came out. When Wave 4 come out? Back in August.
Yeah.
Out to 350 million users. Then they added, what was it they added? They added Exchange Active Sync after that. And now they're rolling in even more features. Facebook chat from within Hotmail, active views, the Hotmail calendar service got an update. The list goes on and on and on. And they're just rolling out more and more stuff. And it's just, it'll be interesting to see how all this comes together, because what we're not mentioning is the fact that in, is it the end of, it should be roundabout now, actually, that we should be starting to see the final version of Windows Live Essentials.
Yeah.
But they keep adding new stuff. So I'm interested to see how they're going to keep up with this on the desktop.
Yeah, that will. The other thing that I found kind of strange, and you and I both talked about this pre-show, is the fact that Internet Explorer 9, when it comes out of beta and is actually launched, is going to require that Windows 7 users have the Service Pack 1 installed.
Yeah, this has me confused for a number of reasons. Ars Technica ran the story, and basically where they're getting their information from is from Microsoft TechNet.
Yeah.
where there's a page up there full of information about, Internet Explorer Beta 9, and it does say that it will require Service Pack 1 to run. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me because they've already stated it's going to be available on Vista. So unless Vista is getting another Service Pack, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there is a whole possibility that it's got to do with pushing corporates to upgrade.
Yeah.
To Windows Phone to Windows 7. But the other possibility is that, somebody poo-pooed that document. Somebody made a mistake when they were writing that document.
It makes no sense.
The possibility is that Internet Explorer 9 could be shipped as part of the Windows 7 Service Pack 1. And if that happens, I could understand this mistake in the documentation.
Yeah, in that case, it's just a total misunderstanding of intent, because then that would make sense. But then, how would that get us over onto the Vista side? This is just totally confusing.
You see, it could be just that, Internet Explorer 9 will be a standalone download for Vista, and it'll be it'll be either standalone and or part of Service Pack 1 for Windows 7. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this develops. It's all speculation at this particular.
Well, one thing that's not speculation, and if I was still developing, this would probably be having me jump up and down like a crazy man, doing a Balmer developer. But Visual Basic developers are now going to be able to build apps for Windows Phone 7.
Yeah, well, they've said that they want everybody to be able to write. They want it to be as open a platform as possible. We've already got, C#, Silverlight, XNA, etc. Now you can use VB. At the moment, it's still only a preview. They haven't fully launched it, but we'll put the link in the show notes for you to be able to download the Visual Basic CTP.
Yeah. I may actually end up finding myself clicking that late one night just to see what the hell's going on.
Come on, you want to help me develop a WinExtra iPhone app. Not iPhone app, sorry. Windows Phone 7 app. Sacrilege.
Yes.
Absolutely sacrilege.
It's just, but again, this comes back to the whole, ethos of Microsoft and their development is that it is all about the developer bringing the products that they don't, bringing the products to the table and giving them all the tools they possibly can to be able to do that and do it well. So this was nice to see.
At the end of the day, all this code is interpreted. Okay?
Yes.
It all ends up going into a compiler, and it doesn't matter what language you spit it out in. At the end of the day, the compiler spits it out in what the phone needs.
Yeah.
And so as many languages as you can pump in, the more applications you can pump out, the more developers you can get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we'll provide the download link to be able to grab the CTP.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, who knows? I may end up doing that myself. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I'd sworn off of that, but now this next story, everybody, just get yourself a nice cup of coffee and get prepared, because Paul has a little beef with the story over at Device. It's HP Slate prototype proves that Windows should never be on a tablet. Paul, take it away.
First off, this is the most biased review I've ever seen, okay? It's all based on a YouTube video that was put up by somebody who has their hands on the Slate, on the HP Slate. And they recorded a video showing them using it, and they said how much they liked it, they said how good it was, they said how fast it was, and how much they liked Internet Explorer on it. Adam Fruki or Frucky or Fusi, I don't care how his name is pronounced right now because I'm annoyed at the guy, then goes to write the most biased 3 paragraphs I have ever read. Quote, if this video is real, it shows their upcoming Slate running Windows 7, and man, it looks awful. There's really no reason to run Windows on a tablet. It's designed for a mouse and cursor. A lot of functionality comes from hovering over things and right-clicking on things. 2 things you just can't do on a touchscreen. The whole thing feels unnatural, doesn't it? And he goes on. This guy has got his head rammed right up Steve Jobs' backside. All right? Because, seriously, Windows 7 is multi-touch enabled.
Yes.
You can right-click but just by putting down 2 fingers. It's all you have to do, and you get your right-click interface. It's all about the apps. This guy, you know what? If I was his editor right now, I'd be hanging my head in shame for letting this piece of dribble, this isn't even a review. It's a fart in the dark opinion piece. It's a brain fart gone wrong. And, you know, I'm saying this, and it probably sounds like I'm a fanboy, but you know, I'm not. Windows 7 as a tablet operating system has its strengths and it has its weaknesses. But if you're going to review something, review it. Stop with this spouting utter BS and call it a story.
And folks, on that note, we're going to call the show at a halt. And thank Paul.
I has a cranky, goddammit.
Yes. That has been Paul and Steve from WinExtra for your daily brief of Microsoft headlines. We will see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a good day.
Have a good one, folks.
Hey everybody, I'm Paul O'Flaherty from WinExtra.com, and if you're like me, then more than once you've been the victim of accidental data loss. Whether you were transferring pictures of your kids from your camera to your laptop, or you've been working on a document all night long for work, we've all accidentally hit that delete key and been unable to get back those precious memories and files that were lost. Well, thanks to Search and Recover from Iolo, you may be able to ensure that that never happens again. The next time you accidentally hit the delete key, Search and Recover will help you get those files back with ease. It doesn't matter where you deleted them from. Whether it was your laptop, memory card, USB stick, DVD, or email client, Search and Recover will help you get those files back in seconds. Search and Recover can even help you recover files from malfunctioning, damaged, formatted, or repartitioned drives and devices. So how can I get my hands on a copy, I hear you ask? The answer is simple. It's actually as simple as just following @Iolo_tech on Twitter. By following @Iolo_tech, you automatically enter yourself in a draw to win one of 5 licenses for Search and Recover worth $29.99 each. Winners will be announced on the show on Monday the 27th of September, so make sure you subscribe to WinExtra's YouTube channel to catch the announcement. And best of luck, folks.